So someone, being somebody who hosts a podcast and look at media, look at content creation as something that is a hobby of mine, something I love to do. I was very interested in watching the Joe Budden podcast and how Joe Budden's deal with Spotify had fallen apart. But this is the thing that really interested me about this. What was Joe Budden really saying? If you don't know who Joe Budden is, 2 years ago, Joe Budden took his podcast to Spotify with an exclusive deal where he actually owned all his intellectual property, something that Spotify does not do anymore. And that he was actually able to give them an exclusive deal where he would release his podcast on YouTube 2 days later. I can say that I've never listened to the Joe Budden podcast on Spotify. I do have a Spotify membership, but quite honestly, I was just there to listen to music without commercials and stream music. But, you know, now that the Joe Rogan podcast is going there exclusively, I'd probably keep it. I was going to let it go when I found out Joe Budden was leaving. Here's the bottom line, though. What is Joe Budden really doing? He's 100% for the creators. He's 100% for knowing your value. He's 100% for doing the hard work, going to work every day, but making sure that you are getting more than a pittance to share that creators usually get. And this is what I mean. And he said something very interesting. He used Drake, for example, right? He says Drake makes more than the CEO of his record label. He should. He produces the lion's share of the money for the record label. So he should make more than the CEO does. Because him personally, if he left that record label would probably fold. Joe Budden says that, and he has the most popular and the most successful podcast on Spotify pre-Joe Rogan. He also went in with Amy Schumer. They did all types of things, and he outperformed all of them to 900 to 1, metric says. And that's something that Spotify actually admitted to. Why did he leave? They said they offered him a lot of money, millions and millions of dollars. I think he got $1 million for the 2 years to go to Spotify, for $500,000 a year. Then he was also able to pick up $2 million for 8 pull-ups a year, and then $1 million for another show that he was doing. And so he was quite honestly, you know, in the money. He's a multi-millionaire, making some money, living good, a lot better than being a rapper's salary he was. So why would he take away and say he did not want to have that amount of money that Spotify was going to give him? Spotify probably quadruple the money, maybe $5-6 million a year. And then it came down to it, and when I heard it, I think it's brilliant. I think he has the right tactic. And what Joe Budden said was this: they wanted rights to have ownership to all of the things that he created, and he was not willing to do that. Fuck yeah. Hallelujah. Number one to that. Number two, they wanted to take his entire catalog of 300 something shows and insert ads into it, but not give him any ad share. Right? Hallelujah for not going for that bullshit. And finally, he wanted to create a podcast network that he owned, and they wanted everybody he brought to them just to be employees of Spotify. So basically what's happening is that Joe Budden has put his foot down for creators. And a lot of creators out there who make YouTube, who do podcasts, who make travel documentaries or travel clips, or YouTubers, they don't even realize what he's doing. But what he's done is he's called war. He's declared war on the platforms and said, I know you're here as a platform, but the content creators are what makes the platform valuable. And I think that's 100% right. Think about this. Facebook is a platform, but everybody who's on Facebook, including myself, our data makes Facebook valuable. Without us, Facebook doesn't exist. Without us, Google doesn't exist. We are the commodity. So it kind of goes back, and I want to tie this into what Andrew Yang was saying. Our data is the content that we should get paid for. What he's saying is that he creates this content, and not only does he want to get paid for it, he wants to get paid the lion's share of it. And I got to give him kudos for that. And I got to say, I've been a fan of Joe Budden for a long time. I like this depressing-ass raps that he had and mood music. I even like Pump It Up, that pop shit that he came out with first. But I was saying that I'm inspired as a creator by this man because he's sticking up for us in ways that if we listened to him, we would know something. God bless you, Joe.
This is the Happiness Podcast. I'm Grover. Oh, yeah, it's my turn. I'm Scotty.
This motherfucker right here, boy. Leave your comments and like and subscribe on YouTube. Booty in your face. We found true happiness.